be fair to say that Buffalo Bills veteran edge rusher Von Miller was one of the most disappointing players to watch in the entire National Football League last season, as he recorded just 3 tackles with 0 sacks in 12 games played. The 35-year-old simply failed to execute on any impactful plays, and he was a non-factor for the Bills down the stretch in what was the second of his 6-year, $120 million deal that he signed with the team prior to the 2022 campaign. Many have criticized Miller for his performance last year, and those same people have criticized Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane for signing the veteran to such a lucrative long-term deal. However, there is more context that needs to be discussed and taken into consideration here, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker. I'm Jake Varco, and today I want to talk to you about Von Miller, and he had some recent comments surrounding the criticism that he received after last season, which was a really disappointing campaign for the 35-year-old veteran edge rusher. And I want to talk to you about the potential of him having a resurgence here in 2024 for the Buffalo Bills, which would be huge for the team, as they could use all the contributions that they could get from someone that they're paying such a big sum of money to on the defensive line. But before we do that, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I also want to show you this. This right here is a custom jersey I got. Bills Bunker, number 1. So if you ever see that at a Buffalo Bills game this year or beyond, whenever, just know it's me. Come up, talk to me. Don't be a stranger. Say hi. I always love interacting with Bills fans, whether it's here or in person. So stay tuned for more content coming your way. Let's talk Von Miller. On March 16th, 2022, the Buffalo Bills and Von Miller agreed to a 6-year pact worth $120 million, and the team instantly became the Super Bowl favorites. They were coming off an impressive showing against Kansas City in the 2021 divisional round, and they appeared poised to make a run at the Lombardi Trophy. All they needed was someone who could apply pressure on Patrick Mahomes in the big-time moments, get to the quarterback, and that's why they signed Von Miller, someone who is a 2-time Super Bowl champion and someone who is just one of 10 players in league history to win the Super Bowl MVP award as a defensive player, doing so in Super Bowl 50 when his Denver Broncos defeated the Carolina Panthers. At the time, Miller and the Bills seemed like a match made in heaven, and in his first 11 games with Buffalo, Von proved to be a difference maker as he recorded 8 sacks in those first 11 games. However, Miller suffered a torn ACL in a Thanksgiving Day game against the Detroit Lions, and he would miss the remainder of the season. Buffalo went on to fall short of their Super Bowl aspirations, which brings us to the 2023 year when Von Miller returned to action in Week 5, but he made little to no impact on the squad as he failed to record a single sack, and he looked like a shell of the player that we've seen in the past. Towards the end of the year, we saw some flashes of explosiveness from Miller, but it didn't result in any production, and it just left football fans concerned about the aging veteran. Von Miller recently addressed the heavy criticism he received for his 2023 performance by stating, "It's crazy how you get injured and you come back, and you really shouldn't have even been playing. And people judge you by a product on the field. I could have easily sat out all of last season, but I couldn't do my teammates like that. I felt being later in my career, I didn't want to sacrifice any of my years. But at the same time, I shouldn't have been out there. I feel like people are judging me on that, so it's making me a little bit angry, to be honest." And if we're being real, what Miller said, it honestly seems really fair. This is an 8-time Pro Bowler we're talking about here. He's a lock for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he's currently 19th on the NFL's all-time sacks leaders list. This is clearly someone who knows how to produce at a high level, and the Bills, they're really going to need him to step up this year with a lot of new faces on the defensive side of the football, and with no Leonard Floyd in the mix anymore. Von also knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl as a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and he has those aspirations to add another ring into his collection. As he also recently stated, the biggest team goal is bringing the first Super Bowl to Buffalo. Everyone feels like they deserve it, and they work hard. But Buffalo Bills fans and Western New York, they deserve it, man. If Buffalo is to finally hoist their first Lombardi trophy in 2024, they will certainly need more production from Von Miller. They need him to step up and produce for them in the big time moments. It's understandable for Miller to have a lack of production after coming off of an ACL injury last year, but now it's all systems go for Miller. There is no more excuses. The Buffalo Bills need him to step up and play up to his contract. On one hand, we could see a resurgence from Von Miller, and that would be huge for this team because they could literally use any type of production from Von Miller. The expectations can't be too high, but really, you just need something. Anything could be better than last season. And on the contrary, if the veteran struggles again, it will be detrimental to the success of this franchise, and it could hold them back for years with his big contract and years remaining on that deal. We all know that Von Miller is someone who, like I've mentioned in this video, he's a lock for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, former Super Bowl MVP. He's someone who knows what it takes to win. He's a legend of the game, really. One of the top sack getters of all time. The Buffalo Bills, they know that he's at the tail end of his career. Everybody knows that. It's no secret. But did we really see a decline from him last year, or did we see the consequences of someone who just came off of an ACL injury the year prior? I mean, let's be real here. I don't know about you. I have never had an ACL injury, but I imagine it's not too easy to come back from that. We've seen some athletes do it, like Adrian Peterson had over 2,000 yards rushing after an ACL injury. But the ACL is such an important part, especially you need to be explosive as a defensive lineman. Von Miller, he's on the wrong side of 30, even on the wrong side of 35. So, with all that taken into consideration, I think, give him a bit of a pass for last season. But if it continues on to this year, we'll talk more about a decline in production and really just a fall off for Von Miller, and maybe it's time for him to hang up the cleats. But I think he's locked into Buffalo, obviously, so we got to see what we have here with Von Miller for next season and beyond. What can he do for this team? If he can have a bounce back year for this team, which I believe he can, because we've seen the tools that he has. He has all this knowledge about really high football IQ. He knows how to get to the quarterback. If he can do that once again and demonstrate all the things that he's demonstrated in the past in a Bills uniform, this team, they will really benefit from that. But I want to know, what is your expectation for Von Miller and his production next season? Are you excited to see him suit up for the Bills next year? Because you know what? I love the fact that he is ticked off. He says it made him a little bit angry hearing all that criticism. And I want that. I want an angry Von Miller on my team. I want him to be angry. Get past those offensive linemen and get to the quarterback. Sack Patrick Mahomes in a big time game. That's what I want. That's what Bills fans, that's all they should really desire. So he's got that. He says he's upset. Says he's angry. Let's see it. Take that anger and use it like a Sith Lord. Use it on the field. Let's go. Okay? That's all I've got for today's video. I want to hear your prediction for Von Miller. How many sacks do you think he'll get in the upcoming 2024 season? I'll set the line at 5 sacks. Over or under, or exactly 5. Let's hear it in the comments down below. If you haven't yet, click subscribe. Like this video. Stay tuned for more content coming your way. I'm Jake Varco. Go Bills.